Wow. Just wow. I'm going to try to call this and review this the best way I can because I swear to God, in all the 28 years I have been on this earth, and within the 20 plus the 20 February, May, June, July, August, in the 20 years and 7 months that I have actively watched WWE, I have never seen, not in the Attitude Era, not Ruthless Aggression, not ECW, nowhere have I ever seen anything like what I saw tonight. Just nothing at all. But I'm gonna try to to talk about everything that happened. But I just want you to know I had to come as quick as I can because these are fresh emotions that I have right now, and just wow, just I've seen nothing like this before in my life. That's one of the best SummerSlams I have seen ever. Never seen nothing like this. Let's talk about what happened. Let's start at number one with the opening match. We had Bianca Belair facing off with Becky Lynch. And obviously, this was a redemption match for Bianca because this whole thing started from last year's SummerSlam. It was a great opening. Of course, she got a Tennessee ovation. There was a moment that I found unique where Becky countered the KOD to the barricade and targeted Bianca's arm. And then we've seen, despite the KOD to the outside later on, Bianca Belair, no, Becky Lynch would beat the 10 count to deliver a manhandle slam, rock bottom, as we know it, and then go for another one from the top, from the second rope. But it would turn into a Spanish fly for a KOD for the win, and she gets redemption. But it's not over there because we ended the show crazy, but we started off with some excitement. We had Bailey came back, then Dakota Kai came back, then Io Shirai came back, and apparently they're forming a dynamic trio together. And Bailey still heel, and just when you thought the trio was going to attack, Becky Lynch, who shook Bianca's hand after the match, came in to be on Bianca's side. Excuse me if I'm botching a little bit because just the emotions. Also, we like Booker T said on the opening and the pre-show, Bianca is the unstoppable is, and God really did have some. I would really say I could give God thanks that Becky was born, in reference to what Jerry Law talked about on the opening show. Oh, by the way, thanks for not giving Dakota Kai and Io Shirai ridiculous, cringy new names. Finally, at NXT to main roster draft without a bunch of dumb name changes. But either way, let's get to the next match because going back to my point, you have Miz being accompanied by Champa, who is being undervaluably used, in my personal opinion. And noticeably, Maurice led the way, led both Miz and Champa to the ring. And of course, Maurice has a purse made of grapes because still the Miz has tiny grapes. But tonight we saw a great showing from Logan Paul. At first, the fans were booing. I guess we're still mad about the same reason The Rock denounced his friendship with Logan for that selfie he took. But nonetheless, tonight was a great night for Logan. He showed that, first off, Miz punked him out earlier, and then Logan punked him out back. And Logan showed that he can high fly, he can do wrestling moves, and do a figure four leg lock. Champa interfered and was ordered to leave, but he refused to. So AJ Styles came in, and a Georgia boy I can be proud of, by the way, came in and stole and took Champa and escorted him out himself. And so Maurice tried to get involved, and Miz almost accidentally hit her like Triple H did Stephanie at WrestleMania 33. And so thankfully that didn't happen. And this was after Logan went for that 5-star frog splash through the announce table, which I thought was a thing of beauty. Then stole the Miz's move for a 3 count. He wins. Now we get to Theory versus Lashley. Theory has a lot on his plate. He wants to talk about cashing in, but he's got Brock and Lashley. No, Brock and Roman, Lashley, Dolph Ziggler going face, Matt Moss, and Drew McIntyre on his hands. So he's making a lot of enemies. But either way, he tried to get some offense going by attacking Lashley during the near end of his entrance, but it didn't work out. I thought it was absolutely amazing how Theory went for the roll up as leverage to go for a move, but Lashley countered with a gorilla press into the hurt lock for the win. Lashley retains and remains the Almighty. This is what another thing I was interested in. Judgment Day versus the Mysterio family. Thankfully, and this is my personal opinion, thankfully, Dominic did not turn on Mysterio. That would be devastating, script wise, in my personal opinion. Because that would be like everybody would have signs like why Dominic, why? Thankfully that didn't happen. But someone got revenge for betrayal because as we saw in the kickoff show, it was all symbol that Edge was coming back. And he did because after a great tornado tag, first of all, Rhea's been showing skin lately, like Bianca. And Rhea is pretty strong for carrying Dominic Mysterio, who is just as tall as her, over her shoulders like Dominic was still 5 years old. Like she's Dominic's big sister. Yep, that was just amazing. Rhea looks like a strong dominatrix. But either way, nonetheless, just when they thought it was about to end, Edge comes back, and I gotta find that theme because it looks good. Edge made an excellent entrance tonight, and the fans totally popped for him. I was very excited to see him back. We all knew when those eerie promos kept coming out, the first thing I thought was, is Gable Stevenson because I see gold medals. Then I started seeing things from the urn to the RKO to that jacket that Mick Foley wore at WrestleMania 22. Then I started seeing RKO and the Mysterio mask and the urn, and that let me know this is somebody who has fought all of them. And the only person I could think of was himself and the Fiend. But the mystery was solved tonight. It was Edge. Edge came back as hinted on the pre-show and went after Priest and Finn and assisted the Mysterios and helping them defeat the Judgment Day. I'm really excited about this Edge. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's all I got to say. Also, just when things couldn't get any better, we have Corbin versus Pat McAfee and Bum Ash. I said ASH. Bum Ash Corbin gets acquired, chanting his name, and then Pat McAfee comes in with an amazing entrance. Did you get? I see. I thought I saw Heath Ledger's Joker in the audience tonight. That was hilarious. I also saw the Undertaker's wife and daughter in the arena during the end of the match, which I will talk about. And also, awesome entrance, a Shawn Michaels like super kick out of the gate with a Hurricanrana. After when Bum Corbin takes control, he bullies Michael Cole. Of course, Corey Graves is going to suck up to him because he sucks up to the heels a lot. So, and of course, they're good friends, Corey and Corbin. CNC, great tag team, interesting. CNC. Okay, Triple C. C for Carmella, C for Corey, and C for Corbin. But either way, great match. I loved how Pat McAfee was able to hold his balance long enough to go for the senton flying, despite the fact that in the South, it is humid. Being from the South, I know it gets humid, which means it gets wet and slippery, which, despite that, Pat McAfee was still able to fly and still able to go for the sunset flip after giving Corbin the kick as payback for what he did this past Friday. So glad Pat McAfee won. Remember when he told Adam Cole in that amazing promo, he said he made millions of dollars in 7 different areas, and now he's about to do number 8. Yes, he said, you guys better hope I don't stick around because this will be my 8th profession that I'm good at. And years later, we're glad that Pat McAfee stuck around. My man. Now let's get on to, first of all, I knew it was Edge, and after the match, Pat told Corey he can suck it. Fun fact, I did not know what that meant till I had the internet at 16. Uh, so when Triple H and Shawn Michaels tried to explain to Maria many years ago what that meant, Eugene passed out. I had no idea at the time what that meant because I grew up innocent and things like that. So thanks, internet, for totally screwing my innocence at 6. But either way, moving forward, a great match between Street Profits and the Usos with a very busy weekend for Double J. And of course, no, Corey cannot be governor like Kane. But tonight was a great fight between these two tag teams. So JJ gets shows his authority early by warning both Dawkins and Jay Uso not to pin each other to the corners too long. We see Dawkins flying early. Usually we expect Montez to do the flying. We see an Uso splash and Dawkins kicks out. That does not happen. You don't kick out of an Uso splash. And the second time it was double and Montez Ford breaks it up. And after almost kicking the referee accidentally, Jay gets a frog splash, a perfect frog splash. Baron Clashing is a YouTuber who does the best of finishing moves. He should do a compilation of best frog splashes and feature Eddie, RVD, Montez Ford, Seth Rollins, and now Logan Paul can be on that list. Gets the frog splash, but he kicks out and has an argument with the referee, which gives the Usos a chance to come in and double kick Dawkins, give him the 1D, which is renamed after the Dudley Boys 3D for the win. And I hope that the Street Profits don't turn on each other because they lost tonight. But this was a great tag team match. The only difference between this one and the great match at Money in the Bank, which I previously reviewed, was no controversial ending. Speaking of controversial endings, after we saw Kid Rock do the same thing Limp Bizkit did many years ago at SummerSlam with the fingers after kissing whoever he kissed, that was probably his girlfriend, I don't know, after giving that PG 15 kiss and giving off fingers, we get to a very controversial matter, which was between Rousey and Liv Morgan. And it was a match, first of all, no one has ever survived that armbar that Rousey does that long. Let's give Liv Morgan credit on that. I'm loving her push, but no one has ever survived that armbar that long. And she did. But it took its toll because later on, by the way, Liv Morgan hung in a fist fight with Rousey. That's another thing to respect. After hanging in a fist fight and surviving the armbar for God knows how long, it caught up with Rousey, and there was a little bit of SummerSlam 2015 controversy, or Kurt Angle versus Undertaker 2002 controversy, because during the match where Rousey had the armbar in, I did not see the tap out like Corey did, but Liv Morgan actually tapped out while pinning Rousey at the same time. And I think Rousey has gone back to being heel because she attacked Liv, put her in the armbar, made the referee tap out, was about to make Daivari tap out if he didn't get out the way soon enough. But this story is not over. Now, with that being said, now that we've got that SummerSlam 2015 Undertaker versus Kurt Angle controversy out of the match, let's get to this main event because I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Where do I start? First of all, Brock Lesnar enters the arena in a gigantic red tractor that Mater himself from Disney Pixar's Cars could not tip over. Brock comes with a tractor. By the way, 20 years ago, Brock defeated Roman's cousin, The Rock. You can hear about this in my review about my top 10 favorite Brock Lesnar matches. He comes in with a Brock Lesnar tractor, introduces himself. For some reason, Paul Heyman does not introduce Roman. Brock flies. Beasts incarnates can fly. They fight in the audience. 2 tables are broken. The audience wanted tables, by the way. Brock Lesnar uses those broken pieces to slam Roman and hit Roman with broken fragments of the table. Thanos punch spear is not enough to keep Brock down. After Corey Graves resurfaces that quote that fans used to chant about Roman sleeping, then the unthinkable happens. And I tell you, I've never seen anything like this. Brock takes the freaking tractor. Michael Cole was the best on commentary tonight, by the way. Pushes the whole freaking ring with the tractor. And halfway, first off, this was after he dumped Roman into the ring with the tractor. Then with Roman in the ring, he tilts the ring over. With Roman still in the ring so he can roll on the outside, and Roman is resilient through all of that. It looks like a darn hurricane hit Nissan Stadium. And by the way, it's Nissan Stadium, not Nissan Arena, to the guy who botched on commentary at the beginning of the SummerSlam program. Brock tilted the whole freaking ring. Not a toilet ring. A full-fledged ring was tilted by a freaking tractor. I've never seen anything like this in my life. 28 years I've been on this planet. 20 years I've been a WWE fan. I've never seen nothing like this. Never. Still ain't enough to keep him down. Theory tries to cash his in. Brock deals with him. F5's Paul Heyman through a table, which with his weight will probably break anything. I'm not trying to fat shame nobody. Sorry, Lord. Then it takes a bunch of championship shots to Brock's face. Won't keep him down. They had to stack Brock in lumbers, table remains, steps remains, right in front of the Undertaker's wife and everyone, just stacking stuff everywhere to keep Brock down. for a 10 count. This is a SummerSlam that will live forever. Forever. Because I've never seen nothing like this. Ever. This is match of the year. Hands down. I hope we see Finn Balor face off against Edge at Clash of the Titans, Clash of the Castle. Drew, this is what you got to deal with. A whole tractor in a tilted ring can keep Roman down. At least we got to know what under the ring looks like when it got tilted, but I have nothing else to say. What do you think about this event? I hope no one should complain. And I welcome all opinions, but no one should have anything to complain about. This was one of the best SummerSlams ever. And one of the most memorable. Because I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. And Michael Cole gets the award for Commentary of the Year for how he called that freaking match. Count faster, ref! Best night ever. Best night ever. I couldn't wait. I couldn't go to sleep and wake up and call it at 10 a.m. because I needed to have all of my emotions in this video. Never seen nothing like this before, ever. Never. I don't think anything can compete with this. I'm done. Have a great Sunday, everybody. I've never seen anything like that. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm through. See you next time. I have nothing else left to say. Be blessed.